Hi guys, welcome to Educated Sapiens. My name is Lakshmi, and as promised, I have come up with a new session. In this very session, really very sorry that I was not able to take it live. I tried to take it, but then there are some issues. Maybe I'll be able to resolve it in some time. But till then, let's resume to the regular sessions that we are having. As far as our today's class is concerned, we'll be talking about a very important report. As far as RBI is concerned, पूरे साल की एक एनुअल रिपोर्ट है विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इफ आई टेल यू डेटा के हिसाब से कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है, आई वुड नॉट आस्क यू टू रिमेंबर ऑल टुगेदर ऑल द डेटा बिकॉज एज ऑफ नाउ वी आर 6 months अवे फ्रॉम द एग्जामिनेशन. हमें आइडिया होना चाहिए व्हाट वी आर स्टडिंग. लाइक व्हेन वी टॉकिंग अबाउट CRAR, अगर हमें नहीं पता द बेसिक्स ऑफ CRAR, वी शुड गो एंड रिवाइज इट फर्स्ट. When we are talking about like soundness parameter, like how RBI assesses कि बैंकिंग सिस्टम साउंड है कि नहीं है और व्हाट इज द बेसिस ऑफ दिस रिपोर्ट ऑल टुगेदर. अगर हमें उसमें कुछ कंफ्यूजन है, देन डेफिनेटली वी नीड टू गो टू आवर स्टैटिक पोर्शन एंड देन रिवाइज इट अगेन. But as far as reports data is concerned, I would say just wait for the next 6 months. Just before the examination, there will be multiple reports coming up from the RBI's end only. तो वहाँ से we'll be picking up data and revising. As of now, just focus on what is there in the report, that's it. Let's move ahead and see what this report is all about. The report is on trends and progress of banking in India. So this report is primarily up till September 2024. This report was published on 26th December only. As far as the reports, why RBI has published the report? Because it is in compliance with the Banking Regulation Act of 1949, under which the banking regulatory body, which is your RBI has to come up with this kind of a report which talks about what is the profitability, what is the asset quality, what is the financial inclusion thing. तो ऑल टुगेदर अगर मैं सम अप करना चाहूँ इस पूरी रिपोर्ट में क्या क्या है, देन दिस रिपोर्ट टॉक अबाउट साउंडनेस इन द बैंकिंग सिस्टम, हाउ द बैंकिंग सिस्टम इज एक्चुअली फंक्शनिंग और वर्किंग. अब जब मैं साउंडनेस की बात करती हूँ तो मैं किस किस पैरामीटर की बात करती हूँ. सबसे पहला पैरामीटर, इफ यू कुड हैव जज बाय योरसेल्फ, इट्स CRAR. इसके अलावा द अदर पैरामीटर कुड बी द लिक्विडिटी कवरेज रेशो. Sometimes with liquidity coverage ratio, we also have the leverage ratio. I hope it's clear to you all. Not only this, in fact, NPA, non-performing asset, it's also a kind of a parameter by which RBI tries to assess the soundness in the banking system. Not only this, can you please tell me some other parameters by which RBI assess it in the comment section below? Otherwise, I would say RBI also assesses the number of frauds that are happening in the banking system. Apart from this, any other thing? What all enforcement action RBI has taken? कितने enforcement action, कितनी penalty enforce करनी पड़ी? So that's again one of the soundness parameter. Anything else? Anything else if you can tell? Sorry. Yeah. So altogether, this is what the report is talking about. Report also assesses what is the financial inclusion. अब financial inclusion के लिए we have multiple indices, जैसे डिजिटल इंक्लूजन इंडेक्स है और बहुत सारे. बट लास्ट हमारे पास जितने भी डिजिटल इंक्लूजन इंडेक्सेस हैं, इंडाइसेस हैं या फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन इंडाइसेस है, वट एवर इट इज़ देयर, अगले एग्जाम से पहले देयर विल बी न्यू इंडाइसेस कमिंग अप. दैट्स व्हाई आई एम सेइंग नो नीड टू रिमेंबर द डेटा फ्रॉम दिस रिपोर्ट. व्हाट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड इज जस्ट द बेसिक्स. मूविंग अहेड, what the report tells about the global trends. So globally, report says that the global GDP will grow by 3.2%. Let me just now I feel you'll be able to see what is written at the back. So globally, the GDP is estimated to be around 3.2%. It was there in 2024 and it will be there in 2025 as well. The next thing it talks about is inflation. अब जब भी हम किसी कंट्री की बैंकिंग सेक्टर को स्टडी करते हैं, वी स्टडी टू थिंग्स. वन इज GDP एंड अदर इज इन्फ्लेशन. एंड बेस्ड अपॉन दैट ओनली द सेंट्रल बैंक्स ऑफ वेरियस कंट्रीज, दे टेक मॉनेटरी डिसीजंस. सो बिकॉज इन्फ्लेशन हैज ईज्ड, यू कैन जस्ट सी इन्फ्लेशन वाज राइजिंग अर्लियर, then it came down and now it has more or less being stabilized. Based upon this, central banks, after gaining confidence, what they are doing is they have started reducing their policy rates. Policy rates का reduce होना that gives a situation to the market. Now the lending rates will go down. आप सस्ते, you can take cheaper loans. Rate of interest on the loans that that the businesses will be able to take will be less. That's what it talks about. If we see what is there in Indian scenario, globally तो we have seen, globally हम फिर से देखेंगे जब हम financial stability report पढ़ेंगे, but as of now इस report से what we have to gather is what RBI is talking about September 2024 तक what was going in the banking system. So this at the end of March 2024, India's commercial banking sector consisted of 12 public sector banks, 21 private sector banks, 45 foreign banks, 12 small finance banks, and likewise they have talked about certain numbers. I'll not say कि सारे numbers याद कर लेना, but हाँ एक brief idea तो होना ही चाहिए what all banking how many types of banks are there. In the recent monetary policy, in the October month's monetary policy, I would say, not the recent one, RBI has changed its stance. Earlier, the stance of RBI was withdrawal of accommodation. What is this withdrawal of accommodation? अब जैसे मैंने कहा that as of now, 6 months approximately are there for your examination. तो हमें CRR क्या है, SLR क्या है, idea होना चाहिए. If you don't remember, that's fine. But then these are the basic terms. जैसे what is withdrawal of accommodation? So a withdrawal of accommodation it indicates that a position that RBI makes money less easily available to keep a check on prices. Like RBI will increase the repo rate and other such parameters so that the money in the market is not that easily available. What has RBI done now? It has changed its stance, and now the new stance is neutral stance. What does neutral stance indicates? It indicates that अब near future में RBI in its monetary policy, it's neither trying to speed up nor to slow down the spending. Whatever is going on, it's going to continue. So all these terms, they are very important. अगर किसी को इस बारे में श्योरिटी नहीं है तो एक बार जाके मेरा मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी का सेशन you can just watch it. Otherwise, if I talk about the scheduled commercial banks, because हम जब भी banking system की बात करते हैं, generally scheduled commercial banks take the primary seat because after all they are very important. So when I talk about the credit growth, year on year credit growth, it is 16% till March 2024 they are talking about. Deposits, they have also increased by 13.4%, and then investment by 11.6%. Again, data not that important, but yes, if you can just take a note of this. तो जब financial stability report आएगी या फिर RBI की annual report आएगी, generally वो यही same ही data use करता है. Data में बहुत ज़्यादा change नहीं रहता है, unless and until there is a huge shift. Nevertheless, you please just understand how the data is coming. That's it. If I talk about the balance sheet, again, the sheet talks about the deposits as a percentage of total asset or the liability, just like borrowings and all that stuff. So in the year 2024, if you see, as far as the public sector banks or the private banks are concerned, it clearly shows that if we talk about deposits, more deposits have gone to your public sector banks, and then likewise you can just go through the data. Not that important, you can just read it once, that's it. Now, as I've told you, पूरा का पूरा trend and progress in this whole scenario, we are focusing upon non-performing asset, that is your NPA. अगर मैं gross non-performing asset की बात करूँ, then it has declined to a 13-year low of 2.7% in March 2024, and it has further gone down 2.5% by September 2024. This data is very, very, very important. RBI अगर क्वेश्चन पूछेगा prelims में, then it can ask you, as per the trends and progress of banking in India 2023-24 report, what was the GNPA ratio? ये fair enough question है, it can be asked. Even अगर कोई SBI PO या इसके लिए भी बैठना चाह रहा है, then this data is very important. Nevertheless, I just want to ask you one thing. किसी को पता हो तो comment section में ज़रूर बताना. What is the difference between NNPA and GNPA. This is a question from my side. If an interviewer asks you, इन दोनों में फ़र्क क्या है? So how will you explain? You please write it down in the comment section. So GNPA is one such parameter, and then we have how much loans are being given, and loans में भी सबसे ज़्यादा loans education loans की तरफ से होते हैं. Then this is the data, not that important. Now let's talk about leverage ratio. So leverage ratio or liquidity coverage ratio, in short, liquidity coverage ratio क्या होता है? In short term, हो सकता है banks require immediate liquid money. Short term for this matter of fact, we mean 30 days. In a 30-day time, we may require, or the banks may require, urgent liquidity. So that is what you call it as liquidity coverage ratio, LCR in short. So Basel III norms and all, they also define your LCR ratio. कितना चाहिए होता है, how much is required? It's 100%. But as far as the banking system is concerned, in September 2024, the liquidity coverage ratio was 128%, which is good enough. In March 2024, it was 130%, again way beyond the 100% requirement that has to be there. So then again, that shows that our banking system is resilient as well as robust. Short term में भी अगर कोई mismatch रहता है या there is some problem in this money thing and all in the banking system, so the banks will be able to withstand that shock. Next thing is, what is leverage ratio? Like I was telling you, अगर आपने देखा हो इस बार की RBI में in the mains they were asking you about this AT1 bonds, something like that. Now where were these questions coming from? These bonds were there in news because of this RBI thing and all. So when we are reading this LCR, when we are reading this leverage ratio, we must know what is this LCR and what is this leverage ratio. And if I talk about leverage ratio, what is the leverage ratio? Can you just think about it, because we have done in my previous sessions where I was taking it earlier. If you can just tell me what is this leverage ratio? Leverage ratio is nothing but just 1 minute. I'm sorry. It is tier 1 capital upon total exposure. So whatever is the exposure of the banks, that is kept in denominator, and in the numerator it is your tier 1 capital, and that's how they try to find out if at all there is a risk in the banking system, will the banking system be able to sustain it or not. That's what is your leverage ratio. So that's, you must know what's the definition is. The definition can also be asked in your interview. Anyways, we'll move ahead and see the next, soundness. Like, how do you measure the soundness? One is your NPA ratio, then LCR ratio and all. Then you have profitability. Were the banks able to maintain profitability? Was their profitability, like, were they able to get some money? Yes, because if they are able to raise money, if they are able to get profits, maybe in the near future they'll be able to expand. That was also there. Like, return on asset was 1.4 and the return on equity was 14.6%. Fair enough, it was good enough. If we move ahead with respect to CRAR, because अगर हमें किसी भी banking system को assess करना है, then gross NPA के बाद the second major thing that you should be looking at is capital to risk weighted asset ratio, CRAR. This is again an important figure that you must remember. When I talk about CRAR, capital to risk weighted asset ratio, plus capital conservation buffer. So banks are being asked to maintain the CRAR and CCB, capital conservation buffer and all. CRAR has to be maintained at 9%. That's what RBI tells. And your CCB has to be maintained 2.5%. So altogether 9% was the requirement. The banks are able to maintain 16.8%. That is way beyond than what was required. That's a good thing for the banking system. That means, we have robust credit growth as well. CRAR mein there are two components, if you know the basics. One is tier 1 and the other is tier 2. I would like to ask you, अगर किसी को नहीं पता है what are these tier 1, tier 2, you please go back and revise it. These are very important. Next thing, if we see, the percentage of tier one, tier two capital, it's not only just your scheduled commercial banks that they were able to maintain the 16.9% way beyond your CRAR. In fact, your foreign banks, your private or public sector banks, everybody was way beyond what was required. So that means altogether the whole banking system is standing at a robust platform. No need to worry about the little shocks that may come. As I've already told you, हमने GNPA देखा, CRAR देखा, frauds, number of frauds that are happening in the banking sector, they are also very important. I would sincerely I'll not ask you to remember all this data, 20.7 million. No need to remember the data. But what you have to remember is you need to know that, okay, what all areas or what else, like number of frauds. Number of frauds are happening more in your private sector. You just see in a comparison to your public sector banks. More frauds are happening in private sector in comparison to your public sector. Amounts that are involved in your public sector, it's way more than, like, पब्लिक सेक्टर में जो फ्रॉड हो रहे हैं नंबर में कम होंगे पर अमाउंट में बहुत ज़्यादा है. दैट्स व्हाट द डेटा शोज. Just this much you need to remember. You need not remember the data altogether. No need to remember. The next goes is enforcement action. This is like a very weird thing. If RBI is having more penalty, like you can say that more penalty was collected in 23-24 in comparison to 22-23. ऐसा भी हो सकता है that here RBI was more vigilant or vigilance mechanism was better this time. It can be there. Or you can also say कि शायद सही में banks were having some problems in their functioning. इसकी वजह से भी ज़्यादा हो सकता है. But nevertheless, if they were able to rectify, if RBI was able to find the gaps, or in the vigilance it was able to have some problems, then definitely it's also a good thing. But then one thing which is to be worried about is total penalty in crores, and here total penalty in crores. Public sector bank, the penalty taken by RBI is more. In private sector also it has closed to double. In cooperative banks it has gone down a little. For foreign banks also it has doubled. That means there is some sincere efforts that needs to be taken by the banks themselves to rectify this. Anyways, no need to remember the data here as well. If I talk about NBFCs, देखो NBFCs की अगर मैं health की बात करूँ, then again we'll be talking about those two parameters only. एक तो gross NPA as well as your CRAR. If at all in the comment section you can tell me what are the CRAR requirements for your systematically important and your deposit taking NBFCs, that will be very good. Otherwise, किसी को अगर नहीं पता है तो प्लीज जाके स्टैटिक कवर करो. If you want me to cover, then you can tell me. We can plan a session like this कि Saturday Sunday हम लोग कुछ स्टैटिक पोर्शन कवर करें और मंडे टू फ्राइडे हम PIB और अगर कोई इंपॉर्टेंट रिपोर्ट आती है that will be covering. Now, if I talk about your CRAR requirement for your NBFC, which is 15% as per the RBI norms, NBFCs were able to maintain more CRAR का जो percentage था, it was way more than what was required, 26.9%, which is good enough. That means जो हमारे NBFCs हैं, they are also very much resilient. Not only this, उनका जो gross NPA है, that has also declined to 3.4%, again a good thing. When I talk about your non-banking financial institutions, NBFCs तो आते ही हैं. NBFCs में, if you know, NBFC have been divided into 4 layers: base layer, middle layer, upper layer, top layer. How they are divided, that also I have provided you over here. तो अगर किसी ने स्टैटिक पोर्शन नहीं भी पढ़ा ना, और ये RBI की रिपोर्ट्स वो एक बार जाके पढ़ लेता है, या फिर इन RBI की रिपोर्ट्स में जो पिंक बॉक्स में होता है, स्पेशली अगर वो उसको एक बार देख लेगा ना, एटलीस्ट उसका बेसिक क्लियर हो जाएगा. उसको पता होगा दैट व्हाट RBI एक्चुअली लुक्स इनटू. तो ये उसी वहीं से उठाया एक फोटो है. यू कैन जस्ट लुक एट दिस, एंड इफ यू आर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट ऑल दीज फैक्ट्स, यू कैन जस्ट रिमेंबर इट देयर एंड देन. Now, this is the classification, what all activity various NBFCs cover, and in which layer, in middle layer, upper layer, or top layer they are. I'll provide you with this PDF. The PDF will be provided to you in the Telegram channel, जिसका लिंक मैं डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दे दूंगी. बट आई जस्ट वॉन्ट टू टेल यू वन थिंग. जब आप ये सब पढ़ रहे हो, when you are reading this, you please be very vigilant. RBI can actually ask you question on these things as well. जैसे NBFC account aggregator, it's in which layer? It's in base layer. So you must know this because RBI is providing a special table for you in its report. तो आपको पता होना चाहिए where it is lying. I have not included questions in this very session. आप पहले इसको रिवाइज करो, इस रिपोर्ट को पढ़ो. Maybe in some days time, if you people ask me for questions on this, we can have a discussion on questions as well. But this is the basics that you must know. अगर नहीं पता है then you can just read it, and you need to keep this aside, और इसको एक बार ज़रूर रिवाइज करना before your examination. Now, what is the composition of NBFC? This can also be a question because after all, NBFCs always remain in news. जैसे कि why is my question from your to you is, why is there no NBFC in the top layer? अगर आपको याद हो, we just talked about 4 layers: base layer, middle layer, upper layer, top layer. Why is there no NBFC in the top layer? This is my question. But the maximum number of NBFCs, they are there in, as per the asset size, they are there in as per the number, they are there in base layer, then middle layer, and then upper layer. Why is there no one in the top layer? That's my question to you. Next is all India financial institutions की अगर हम बात करें, the asset size, the maximum asset size 50.8, it goes to NABARD. The second is your SIDBI, and that's how you can just see Exim Bank and NHB, and then your NABFID. So this also you need to just look into once. You must know कि हमारे जो दूसरे फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं उसमें मैक्सिमम शेयर किसके पास है. इट्स विद नाबार्ड. देन इट्स योर सिडबी. फर्स्ट इज नाबार्ड, सेकंड इज सिडबी, थर्ड इज योर एग्जिम बैंक, एंड देन योर NHB, and then your NABFID. So this is how you can just remember it once. This is also a kind of data that you must know because you want to enter into banking sector, so this is important. Next is प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लेंडिंग. RBI का सर्कुलर अगर PSL नॉर्म से रिलेटेड आता है देन दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. RBI का सर्कुलर अगर CRAR से रिलेटेड आता है देन इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. क्वेश्चंस विल बी आस्क्ड. तो अगर हम प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लेंडिंग की बात करें, जैसे लास्ट ईयर ऑल्सो देयर वर सम चेंजेस इन द PSL लेंडिंग नॉर्म्स. PSL से रिलेटेड देयर वर सम चेंजेस डन इन द UCBs. अब if I talk about priority sector lending in banks, what are sectors are considered as PSL? Then it's your agriculture, small and marginal farmers. Remember, small and marginal only, not all type of farmers. Then it's individual farmers, non-cooperative ones. So that means corporate sector wale farmers are not there. Micro enterprises, weaker sections. That's how they they put that into. So total PSL advances as far as your public sector banks is concerned, it is 42.6%. Requirement is of 40%. So that means requirement थी 40% की, 42.6% is going to the PSL targets. So that's a good enough number. Private sector 47.4%. They are doing more good in terms of this PSL lending target. 40% was the requirement. They are doing 47.4. Again, a good thing. Foreign banks, especially 41.6%, they were being asked for 40% only. So that's again a good thing. Small finance bank 75% they had to do. They are able to do 90.6%. So again, a remarkable achievement, we can say. So that's how the PSL scheduled commercial banks also altogether 40% was to be done. 45% they have achieved. So next thing which I want to tell you is your homework. Read about what are these PSL lending targets, how banks are able to, like, if at all there is some new circular on this, तो फिर उस पे भी we need to focus. Should you remember all these data? Do you need to remember this data point? No, not at all required. If we talk about in the report only, what are ये तो सारे अच्छे points हो गए, that banking system is doing good, it's doing great. But Is everything fine? Then no. There are certain problems like unsecured loans. A share of your scheduled commercial bank's total credit has increased to 25.5%. उसके बाद marginally declined by 25.4%. The concerns which have been raised by our RBI is due diligence in top-up loans and misuse for speculative activities like stock market. हो सकता है top-up loans पैसा उठा के stock market में invest किया जा रहा है. So this is one thing that has to be taken care of. इसके लिए exposure limits and there are certain circulars that were there in November 2024. Don't worry, RBI के जो भी circulars रह गए हैं and if at all it is important, I'll be covering in the upcoming sessions. Next thing is top-up loans against depreciating movable assets are now treated as unsecured loans. This is again another thing that you need to remember as far as the RBI circular is concerned. Don't worry, we'll be covering the circular in detail. Next is attrition rate. What is attrition rate? The bank employees वो अपनी job छोड़कर जा रहे हैं. That can be voluntary, खुद से मन करके जा रहे हैं. That can be voluntary, like they are leaving themselves. Sometimes involuntary as well. It has surged to 25% over the past 3 years. अब अगर when a person joins a bank, like if you join a bank or if I join a bank, we join a bank and then in 2-3 years we are leaving it. तो बैंक ने तो हमें जब बुलाया, हमारी ट्रेनिंग कराई, it has spent a huge amount on our training. Now when we are leaving it, so it's a huge loss for the bank. Why? Because a trained employee is now leaving the banking system, because of which there are multiple risks, like operational risk हो सकता है, recruitment cost obviously it has been very high. उसके अलावा institutional knowledge का तो loss है ही, because a trained employee is leaving. RBI's recommendation क्या है? Provide mentorship, work culture अच्छा होना चाहिए and onboarding improve होनी चाहिए so that attrition can come down. Not only this, if I talk about drug patterns, just a minute. If I talk about so they are generally जैसे अगर मैं समझाना चाहूँ that sometimes we are in this subscription trap. These are dark patterns. You are being deceived that even if it's not in your best interest, you are being deceived. So like your subscription trap, drip pricing you might be you might have heard. 1 minute. Hidden charges. So hidden charges are also there. So all these are nothing, but these are the dark patterns in this in this finance industry. So dark patterns in lending also persist. Hidden cost hai, auto charging is there after trials and all. For this, your Central Consumer Protection Authority, it has issued guidelines. Not only this, RBI is also assessing regulatory entities for the compliance and all. Next is banking frauds. That we have already seen. No need to remember the figure, but हाँ एक idea होना चाहिए. That's it. That's all from my side as of now, guys. PDF आपको description section में I'll attach a link. You'll get it. The second thing is अगर सेशन पसंद आया हो तो लाइक ज़रूर करना, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर देना एक बारी के लिए. एंड सिंस you were asking me for so many days to come up with a session, so I thought I should be starting it. We may go in the start very slow because मुझे कुछ चीज़ें करने के बाद समझ में आ रही है कि टेक्निकली मुझे कुछ चीज़ें और चाहिए, बट नेवरदलेस धीरे धीरे करके we'll be on track. अभी कुछ दिनों के लिए we will take it slowly and then you can also build it up. That's all from my side. अगर आपके कुछ suggestions हो, you can definitely give me in the comment section. I'll take it and try and improve upon it. थोड़ा सा समय लगेगा, but definitely within 2-3 classes मुझे भी समझ में आ जाएगा that मुझे और किस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है. Telling you guys, ना मुझे thumbnail बनाना आता है, ना मुझे YouTube पे क्लास डालनी आती है या कुछ भी इस तरह से. Technically I am zero, so I'm learning bit by bit. Please be patient. We'll definitely start taking live sessions in some time. That's all from my side. Thank you. Have a nice day. Session पसंद आया तो like ज़रूर करना और channel को subscribe कर देना. Thank you.